Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Leos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Man, am I excited about today's episode of Travel Talk. I have Chet Pipkin, founder of Desolation Hotel and also Belkin, and I'm really excited about what we have coming on tap today. Chet, how are you doing?
Edward, I'm excited to be here with you. I'm doing great. Couldn't be any better. Just delighted to be here.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'm excited about our talk today. We're talking a little bit offline about some of the great things happening in your world. And I think it's going to be great for our listeners and readers to kind of know a little bit more about what's happened with you. But like I do with all my guests, I like to talk about, hey, how'd you get to where you are now? So maybe give our guests a little bit of a backstory, and then we'll talk a little bit about the property as well.
Yeah, so I've had just a fortunate, fun life that's really had three big elements to it. So one is just being really engaged in non-profit work, and that's been a rewarding and fulfilling thread. Just love the outdoors, particularly in the Sierra Nevada. So that's been a huge part of everything. And then from a career standpoint, was fortunate enough to be in tech and consumer electronics, and able to invent things and take the complications out of tech and be able to create what it is we hope are really fun experiences for folks.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, definitely. We're talking again offline about how everything kind of interweaves and connects. And so you came up with a hotel called Desolation Hotel. So why don't you tell our guests a little bit about maybe how you came up with that and a little bit about the property itself?
Yeah, so everything in my life has always been about experiences. In the beginning, it was experiences that I was having, and some of those were good and some of those were bad. And then eventually it was thinking about what are the experiences that we can do for other folks. And we have applied that to all aspects of our lives. And then as the Belkin business grew to be a global organization, I spent a lot of time around the world, and typically a little bit on business then and a little bit on pleasure. Mm-hmm. I was just shocked at the small number of places where I could find to stay, where people were celebrating their local area. And we just love Tahoe, and we love everything about here. So we thought, wouldn't it be fun to do this in a little bit different way, really invite people here, and from a very local, organic, authentic way, expose them to the Tahoe we know. And what better way to do that than being in the hospitality business?
Oh, no, definitely. You know, we were talking again offline about visiting Lake Tahoe and in the area. It's always got some great reviews and stuff like that. I'm excited about going there for the first time next month and actually hopefully visiting the property as well. So you have guests that are coming in for experiences. I was actually at a travel conference about 2 months ago in Las Vegas. Two things are at the height of three things. One, luxury travel is going next level. Number two, experiential travel is going next level. And number three, sustainability is going to another level. And so it seems like you interweave so much of that. So when a guest comes to the property, what can they expect when they're on property?
Yeah, so it's fortunately for us, we got exposed to all three of those elements at a young age. And for us, they all go together. So we stand for five things there. Our staff, five-star guest experiences. And the best experience for me is when I'm out in it and I come back to a hot bath, a hot shower, and a nice meal and a cozy place to sleep and just to be and to recap the day. Yep. We stand for our local area, our community here, the environment, and then we hope to have a viable business model. So when you come, you're going to experience a flavor of all of those, with the emphasis on you and that five-star experience for you.
That's perfect. You know, that's what people are wanting right now. And the days of just going to a hotel and just kind of, you know, checking in and checking out are I think long gone. I think as a hospitality organization, for not only you, but for myself as well, that customer service, that customer centric thing, just you really have to set yourself apart. You can't just open up a hotel and just feel people are just going to kind of come in and keep coming back. You've got to be something different. It sounds like that's what you're doing there on property. What's been the greatest reward of launching this property?
Yeah, so there have been a lot of them, but the biggest one by far is exactly what it is you're just speaking about. All of us have been to some pretty high-end places that can feel a little bit robotic. I mean, the people are well trained, but almost too running things by whatever that manual book is. For us, it's a very natural experience of welcoming people in to our home and making this your home. And the feedback loop we get from people, wow, I've just never had an experience like this where I feel so at home, but so relaxed in the place where I want to be. And it's all just a natural sort of flow. The feedback loop we get from people and just seeing how happy they are and how enthused they are to have had this unique experience to them. Life just doesn't get any better.
No, you're right. I mean, when you're able to help people and see them change and have those moments, our tagline, we've had a couple with the hotel guy. One is travel and make memories. And now it's stay for a day or a lifetime. So it really gives that ability where people are just, they fall in love with a place. You're talking about Tahoe and you're talking about the community that's around there. And obviously you're one of the best brand ambassadors for them because you're talking about that where the property is. Those things matter so much. And it really comes across in your staff and your team. As the leader goes, the rest of the team flows. And so it's really refreshing to hear that from the top down, that there's a concerted effort on that kind of customer service and experiences for the business.
What it is we found when it's genuine to the brand, people where this is in their own DNA, the adventure side of things, wanting to be in the outdoors and just being there for people, they're attracted to the brand. And of course, they're working there, but they're having a ball. And if we can ever have a job where work doesn't feel like work, doesn't really get any better than that.
No, I agree. I mean, that's why I love owning a travel magazine.
And a great one.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about where you are. Any things on tap with the brand or the hotel for maybe 2025? Anything coming up that maybe our listeners should know about? Or you just guys going to keep getting better, bigger and better?
Yeah. So we have two very unique locations in the South Lake Tahoe area. So one is right in the heart of South Lake Tahoe, very close to the lake, very close to the gondola, which will take you up to Heavenly Valley. So very much a year-round great place to be. You're sort of in the center of everything and a short walk to great nightlife, amazing hiking where you don't even know that anything's around, access to the lake. You really can have it all right in the heart of South Lake Tahoe. And the second one is in Hope Valley, about 30 minutes to the south. I think of it as like a mini Yosemite Valley. Much, much more rural. From there, you can walk out of your very unique cabin or luxury experience yurt and hike right from your doorstep.
Wow.
Into the U.S. Forest Service forest, great cross-country skiing. If you're into downhill, it isn't far from Kirkwood. You can have open fires there. So that's a very luxury camping experience.
Wow, those are two great experiences, and I'm excited to share that with our readers and listeners as well. And I'm actually looking forward to going to see that. You're getting me really excited about my trip to Lake Tahoe now. I was already excited, but this is taking it to another level.
We are very, very excited to have you here. We can't wait to host you.
Perfect. All right, let's switch from the business side and let's talk a little personal stuff. I always like to ask my guests two questions that are travel related. what are a few of your favorite travel destinations that you've been to?
So I love anything in the mountains. So if you can get me in the mountains, I'm a good. I'm fond of that saying that if I'm lucky enough to be in the mountains, I'm lucky enough. But probably my favorite place to visit in the world is Vietnam.
Wow.
People are so friendly. It's such a unique area. As with so many different places, there isn't one Vietnam. There's a bunch of different ones with common threads, and so that's a favorite spot for me.
Wow. Out of all my guests so far, you're the first one to say Vietnam is one of their favorite locations, which is wonderful.
Maybe the other ones haven't been yet.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe so. All right. So you've got where you've been. What about some places you would want to go to, maybe on your bucket list? Any travel list
Yeah.
ideas?
So this is going to be obvious, and when people hear this from me, they are in a little bit of disbelief. What, you haven't been there yet? But I haven't been to like the Wyoming, Montana, Yellowstone, all of that kind of area. I'm way overdue for those experiences. So anxious to get there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine about Wyoming last week. And I think she was worked at one of the dude ranches years ago. And she was just talking about, getting back there as well. And so that's on my list too. I'm very much an outdoor person like yourself. Hiking is, one of the things that I enjoy doing whenever I go to places as well. So I'm really excited about that. So as we got a few minutes left here, what is the best way for people to connect with you or to find the property, whether it's the website, social media? What's the best way?
Yeah, when I'm talking to guests and asking them how they heard about us, a frequent one now is that they've heard about it from a friend, but another one is where they've run across us on social media. So you're going to get a really good flavor for both locations on Facebook. Our Instagram presence is followed by a lot of folks and is really active, and I think people get a really good feel there. And our website is really well done, so you're going to get a very complete, deep picture going to destinationhotel.com as well.
Perfect. You won't get as much detail as you being there, so I know that's the bottom line. We want to get the guests there.
Yeah, nothing like being there. And again, it's really rewarding for us too. I'm hearing from the guests that, hey, we were excited by everything we saw and that got us here, but there's no way to do justice to this experience.
No, definitely. And I think that's what we both want with our businesses is when you have brand ambassadors speaking highly of their experience in working with you or being there, it's the greatest reward. And that's actually a successful business model right there. Just do things right, do it the right way, say what you're going to do and follow through and give your customers and your guests the best experience possible. It's really hard to go wrong.
Man, I can't say it any better than that.
Well, perfect, Chad. I really appreciate you being on the podcast today. I have a feeling this won't be the last time that you and I have a podcast together. I can pick your brain for a lot of things. I can already see that right now. My journalist background in me's got questions ready to ask right now. So I look forward to meeting you in person in a few weeks. And again, I thank you for being on the show today.
Can't wait to see you here. And thank you for having us on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Perfect. To all of our listeners, readers, and guests out there, please follow us at thehotelguide.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channels and follow us on our social medias. As we like to say, travel and make memories. This podcast alone really hits that home with the experiential side of things. Travel is one of the things where you can invest and get more in return. And so we're excited about sharing this Desolation Hotel with our readers and listeners. And until next time, everybody take care. Talk soon.